Okay, at some point I'm going to talk about body part splits on the show, and that's pretty advanced. That's really not something that the normal, most people go if they get to work out 2 or 3 times a week and they do a little something for their whole body and they call it, hey, I did a good job. And for those of you that are more like me that have been doing this for a while and are into it, you already know what a body part split is. So we've got some, it's a weird gray area. Should I bother talking on a TV show but anyway, we're going to get into it this year because I'm doing a lot of shows this year. So, but today what I'm going to show you, I was out of ideas, so I thought I'll show you what I do. So let's catch up. First of all, there are lots of different body part splits. I like to do chest, back, and shoulders one day, legs and arms one day. That's not unusual, by the way, but that's always been my go-to. Now, if I'm gonna do it's 3-way split, I'll do chest and back, legs in the middle, shoulders, arms at the end. I tend to do more and more of the half body split because as you get older, I think you need a little less intensity, a little more volume, which I was always a big intensity guy. So now I'm doing a little hybrid thing. So here's what's going on. I do half body, first say on a Monday or Sunday in my case, and I do chest, back, shoulders. I come right behind it the next day, say if it's a Sunday, I come in on Monday, and I do a full body workout. That's what you're gonna watch today. First of all, I'm gonna break down the exercises, and I'm gonna show you each of them, and then I'm gonna show you maybe me going through a circuit so you get an idea of how fast it goes. So the circuit day, the full body day, is more about perfect form. It's more about getting your breathing up, heart rate up. That's what it's all about. It's got nothing to do with me trying to go max weights or anything like that. The rest is almost non-existent. I go through usually 4 exercises. There's usually a pull, a push, a leg exercise, and a core exercise. And I literally just, as soon as I get through with the core exercise, I'm back to the pull. So that's how that works. So that's what you're going to see today is I'm going to explain each exercise, and then at the end, I'm going to try to show you what it looks like all together. First, this is a face pull. We've shown this before. This has gotten very popular, and it should have been popular a long time ago. We all have shoulder problems from doing everything like this, and we don't do enough of this. That's the simple version. That's all I'm going to take time for. There's several versions of this. This is done with a rope usually. A lot of people will hold the rope like this. I hold it like you're shaking somebody's hand, right? And it's literally, you pull towards your forehead and out. There's a squeeze. The important part is that squeeze, right? So shoulder blades contract. And you will feel that, you'll feel it in your upper trapeze right here. You'll feel it in your rear delts, the back part of your shoulders. That's a real hard area for people to get to, and a lot of people don't do a good job of it, including me for most of my lifting career.
Jason's Fitness, 24/7 access, one-on-one personal training, supplements and equipment sales. Jason's Fitness, we want your body perfect.
All right, this is a ball. I felt stupid saying that. This is a ball. This is a resistor ball. Call them resistor balls, balance balls. They start out in physical therapy, and we've taken them into fitness for like, I don't know, the last 15, 20 years. I've lost track of time. But it's a great little weapon. Now, this version I'm going to show you is a ball chest press. You can do this. I've got it shoved up into some feet on a assisted chin dip machine. You could also shove it up against a wall, by the way. The goal is to eventually do it with no assistance at all. The problem is if you're trying to really train chest, right, shoulders, and remember, this is my recovery day. This is my do some reps day right after the heavier day to get some volume, get some blood flow, get some active recovery. So I don't want to be fighting, and I'm going to do a core exercise at the end of the 3. So I've got it shoved up in this. So I just want to show you the technical aspect of it. It's real simple. You can do it a couple ways. You can do your hands on top of the ball like that, right? But if you'll notice, anytime you're doing this, you're getting too much tricep, right? So what you really want to do, if you're concentrating on chest like I am, you want it on each side of the ball. Now as you go down, you're squeezing in. I don't know if y'all can see that. Try not to bounce your chest off the ball. Ease down into it slow. You can come out explosively if you want to, but I think it should be controlled both ways. Just like that. Now, I personally still feel that a lot in my triceps, big time, but you're gonna get that chest work because you're squeezing that ball in. It's kind of like it's a cross between a fly and a press all at the same time, if that makes any sense. Nutrition Corner. It's that time of night. That would be the 60s version. I cracked myself up. Okay, so this is Nutrition Corner, and today I'm talking about Jazam, a little update on Jazam because it's our bestseller and we got to pay the bills. Somebody's got to pay the bills around here. It is a general body tonic. People latch on to the sexual enhancement part of the thing. I get it. Me too likey, but it does a lot of other things. This particular ingredient that we're going to talk about today is, I'm going to scroll all the ingredients, but highlight on one, so make these go fast. Siberian ginseng. The long name is, I'll put it on the screen because I can't pronounce it. I'm going to read you just the bullet points that you can Google this stuff all day long. Energy, focus. This is the way they word it. I like to. Here's some of the ones worth mentioning. These are some of the benefits we think are worth mentioning. Energy, focus, anti-anxiety, anti-fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, common colds, immune booster, liver detox, cancer, antiviral, high blood pressure, insomnia, bronchitis, energy, and anti-anxiety. Is that all? Is that all you can do? Yeah. This is one of those products that ingredients is. When I was just a wee lad of 18, I worked part-time at GNC. I opened the gym when I was 19. So part of my gathering knowledge was working at this GNC, and I was amazed at the people who were just worker dudes that knew, and they would come in and buy. This stuff was expensive back then. It was like stupid, crazy expensive. But they've been using it in the Far East for thousands of years. Those folks know something, gang. So I will scroll all the ingredients. You can go do your own research on that. But that's Siberian ginseng is an amazing ingredient and an amazing product because it also has maca. It also has tongkat ali. It also has L-arginine. It also has, and the list goes on and on. So you buy one bottle, it's about 29 bucks. You buy 3, you get 20% off. Most people that buy one bottle, the next time they order it, they'll order 3 bottles. Because I had a friend of mine when he first took it, he said, you can just get my credit card and you could just drop ship that to me every month. Just put me on a 30-day renewal. That was before Amazon and stuff like that too, by the way. Nutrition Corner. I don't know why that was funny to me. Dick Russell's plug. Can you see that? I walk around with these all day long because I eat there so much. It's unsweetened iced tea. I don't drink coffee. I drink a lot of iced tea though. So it's a fantastic product with a lot of cool ingredients in it. If you're ever near Mobile or Foley, just walk in the front door, and for God's sakes, guys, don't act y'all act all weird when one of my females is working the counter. We sell a lot of this. They get it. And by the way, guys, we sell as much, if not more, to women. So you don't have to feel like a special weird snowflake when you come by to buy Jazam. But it's a great product. All right, this next exercise, this is a reverse lunge. We call it with deficit. I don't know why I wouldn't call it that. This is just something people start calling it. I would call it a reverse lunge with your foot on a box. That's what I would call it. Reverse lunge with your foot on a box. That's what we're doing. So my foot's up on a box, both feet. Now, I'm going to show you the way, again, point out, I'm doing a recovery workout, right? So I'm not using much weight. I'm doing volume. I'm moving very fast. This is almost a cardio workout, if you will. So all I'm using this band for, this band is, if anything, making it easier to do what I'm trying to do. It's not making it harder. The motion is almost a stretch. And the first time I did these in a lot of years, I did them last week in this same kind of circuit and was horribly sore in my hip flexors. There's a lot of stretching that's going on. That's one of the reasons you elevate your foot. You get a deeper range of motion. So you can also do it without a box. You don't have to do it with the box. But it's just like this. Your feet are up on the box, both feet. We step back and down, all right? You don't have to touch the floor. You just about touch the floor. And then you can alternate. You can switch. Some people like to do them all on one leg. Doesn't matter. You want to go far enough back so that your knee is directly over your foot, right? It's because you don't ever want your knee to travel over your foot. So the right way to know you've got enough depth or length or back upness is when you drop down, you see that leg straight up and down, right? So it's a fluid motion. It's not a chop. It's not a jump. It's not a hop. It's very fluid. Like I said, it's almost like a stretch. And keep in mind, I've had both hips replaced. So about the fourth or fifth round of this, I start to really feel good about doing this. All right? And again, I'm going real fast with this because then I'm going to show you the whole thing put together so it makes sense to you. All right, this next exercise, this is a reverse lunge. We call it with deficit. I don't know why I wouldn't call it that. This is just something people start calling it. I would call it a reverse lunge with your foot on a box. That's what I would call it. Reverse lunge with your foot on a box. That's what we're doing. So my foot's up on a box, both feet. Now, I'm going to show you the way, again, point out, I'm doing a recovery workout, right? So I'm not using much weight. I'm doing volume. I'm moving very fast. This is almost a cardio workout, if you will. So all I'm using this band for, this band is, if anything, making it easier to do what I'm trying to do. It's not making it harder. The motion is almost a stretch. And the first time I did these in a lot of years, I did them last week in this same kind of circuit and was horribly sore in my hip flexors. There's a lot of stretching that's going on. That's one of the reasons you elevate your foot. You get a deeper range of motion. So you can also do it without a box. You don't have to do it with the box. But it's just like this. Your feet are up on the box, both feet. We step back and down, all right? You don't have to touch the floor. You just about touch the floor. And then you can alternate. You can switch. Some people like to do them all on one leg. Doesn't matter. You want to go far enough back so that your knee is directly over your foot, right? It's because you don't ever want your knee to travel over your foot. So the right way to know you've got enough depth or length or back upness is when you drop down, you see that leg straight up and down, right? So it's a fluid motion. It's not a chop. It's not a jump. It's not a hop. It's very fluid. Like I said, it's almost like a stretch. And keep in mind, I've had both hips replaced. So about the fourth or fifth round of this, I start to really feel good about doing this. All right? And again, I'm going real fast with this because then I'm going to show you the whole thing put together so it makes sense to you.
Jason's Fitness, 24/7 access, one-on-one personal training, supplements and equipment sales. Jason's Fitness, we want your body perfect. Perfect.
right, I showed these recently on the show. This is literally probably my favorite ab exercise. Again, I want to say you don't use much resistance. I don't ever use much resistance on this because my abs are already too thick, if anything. That's another story for another show. But anyway, so all I'm trying to do at this point in time is keep my mobility and train the transversus, which I've taught this on the show before, is the like girdle effect, right? Crunches and sit-ups and all will give you these bulky blocks of abs, which I've got that now, almost too much. And then there's a transversus that holds it in a little bit. You train that muscle, that belt, if you will. You train that by doing things like vacuums. It's old vacuum pose. You can lay on the floor. It's another show. It's another. But this is one of the exercises that's known to do that. So don't use a lot of weight. You want to come down. You want to squeeze. I see a lot of people engage their hip flexors. That's wrong. You don't want to do that either. So I'm doing this on the same machine that you saw me do the face pulls on because, you know, I could spread out all over the gym. It's a quiet Memorial Day, and I'm here filming. I got 2 folks with me in here training. So, but I'm going to keep it on one machine because technically you could do the face pulls, right? You could do the ball push-up. I'm keeping them all real close. You could do the reverse lunge. You could raise this up top where I've got it now, change the weight, and drop down, and never slow up. And that's the way I'm going to show it when we start showing you the circuit. So if you find this on YouTube in segments, I'll try to put them together or something. This is on a TV show, and it makes sense on the TV show. All right. So you hang on the rope, pretty simple. You want to lock it in about around your head, and then you want to think about taking your elbows toward your knees, right? So it's like this. You wind up making a cat back at the bottom. What I see people doing is this, right? They get into that, right? That's too much hip flexor. You've got to really concentrate and use a light weight. You want to take your navel and try to touch your backbone with it. This also feels good on your back, by the way. It's like a back stretch. Now, some people stop here. That's okay too, by the way. I like to let it stretch me out and then come back, but you have to know where to stop the elbows, right? You can't, I see people do this. They start jerking down. That becomes it's almost a lat exercise. That's not going to cut it. Out of everything I've shown today, that's probably the hardest exercise for people to get their brains around and do correctly. I guess that's why I bet there's 2 or 3 videos on YouTube of me talking about the same thing. But now, workout wise, because at the end I'm just going to show a couple of rounds of doing it. I do 5 sets of about 10 of each of these. And when I say, I started naming it rounds because we don't stop. It's a giant set, okay? That's what it is, a circuit. Oh, another way of saying the same thing. So we just boom, 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 boom. And the way it's stacked is by doing the pull, right? The face pull. Then we go into a push. Those pulling muscles aren't doing anything. They're just a support muscle. Then we do legs. Right then you're doing nothing for upper body whatsoever, right? Then we come and we do an ab exercise, a crunch, a cable crunch. Only thing working upper body besides is your hands, right? And then we go straight back into the face. So I'm winding up back on this station. I'm going to drop it a little bit and go right into a face pull and then take off again. And usually when I do this, it's me and at least 2 or 3 workout partners that I'm taking through this at one time. But again, I want to tell you this. So when I'm filming this, my split changes a lot. A lot. I'm ADHD and I make up stuff to do new every week. But the pattern is half body, which is chest, back, shoulder. Full body, which is something similar to what you're seeing today. Legs and arms, usually 1 or 2 days after the full body. So it's half body, full body, rest, sometimes even rest another day, half body, full body. And the reason is, this is something that when I was studying in Moscow in 1986 at the Sports Institute in the Soviet Union, I ran this idea by Dr. Yeses in the back of the bus, and he said, that's fantastic, because the Soviets were teaching active rest. So that's where this originally came from, and I was about 25 or 26 at the time at the oldest. So that's how long this has been percolating in my head. So now at this age, when I'm trying to get more volume, right, just to burn calories, just to keep my heart going, because I don't get on treadmills, I don't usually do the normal cardio. I can't play basketball like I used to play all the time because of all the, two fake hips and torn Achilles and this and that. So this is a way of getting a little more volume and doing something I love to do. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So, Nutrition Corner, this is where we talk about what to put in you, put on you for a long, long time. We're going to talk about ALA, ALC. This is a product, it's a Jason's Fitness product. In Reader's Digest, is it even still around? I don't know. In 2004, they said this: the pill that may end aging. Well, it didn't. Let me just say that. It didn't end aging, but the documented clinical research on these two ingredients and taken in concert with each other is pretty phenomenal. So it has 500, I'm going to get my own label, 500 milligrams of acetyl L-carnitine and 225 milligrams of alpha-lipoic acid. And I think the dosage recommended is 2 a day. It protects against cancer, it's a detoxifier, reduces bad cholesterol. Acetyl L-carnitine increase energy, food for the brain, obesity and weight management, heart and cardiovascular. Clinical data indicates that L-carnitine supplement, I'm trying to go too fast, can positively support healthy heart muscle. Other clinical research data indicates that L-carnitine supplementation is helpful in maintaining healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. It helps with nerve damage. I'm go read about it more, but try it. It's not expensive. How much is it? It's $12.95. Everything we do on our website, or even if you come in the store in Mobile or Foley, that's our only 2 places that you can come in Mobile or Foley and say, hey, do you have ALALC? Jason's Fitness brand, of course, they've got it here and there. I'm in Mobile right now filming this. So then you order it on the website. You could be anywhere in the country and we'll ship it to you. We don't ship out of the country. If you're in Guatemala or something and you saw this on YouTube, I'm not shipping to you. We're just not that big. We wouldn't sell enough to make it worthwhile. Sorry, Guatemalans. I didn't mean to single you out. I don't know why I did that. Why did I say Guatemala? Somebody's going to email me and say, why do you hate Guatemalans? I don't. I love Guatemalans. I don't even know Guatemalans. I know I like to say the word now. I didn't know I liked to say the word until just now. Guatemalans. That's a great word. But anyway, we sell everywhere in America. America, that's what we do. Imagine with this accent, that's, mostly in the South. But seriously, anywhere else. And it's also one of those, it's been clinically researched. I try to make sure that I don't talk about anything on the TV show that does not have science behind it. So back in the day, honestly, 28, 29 years ago when I first started, we would have a product and I'd go, this has got shark cartilage, and there was no clinical research. It was just like, we heard this was good. But now in this day and age, everything we talk about has documented clinical research. And if it doesn't, I try to point out that it doesn't and that we just know it works because we've used it, kind of thing. So anyway, ALA-ALC, do that again for my sake, for editing purposes, but it's a great product. We're a great product. Okay. See, that's for real right there. So that's 5 rounds, 10 reps each. On the reverse lunge, it was 10 on each leg, so it was 20. Heart rate's up, even though I stopped, turn off music, and turn the camera on. So this means at least twice a week, I'm getting a really hardcore cardio workout without getting on a treadmill or walking around the block or doing the usual stuff. Plus, it's helping me recover from the other stuff. And that's why we do what we just did. Okay.